Greetings, guys. So welcome back. So listen, we're chatting with Miss Sedara Burson. So thanks so much for joining us. So we're gonna have a chance to get into your amazing book, Nurturing Naasir His Power to Share. Before you get into the book, tell us a little bit about what the students can expect.
Yes, so the book is about sharing, and it's about honoring yourself, honoring your core values, and we're taking the golden rule up a notch, and we're teaching the children about the platinum rule. So here we go, nurturing Nasir and his power to share. I dedicate this book to the spirit of resilience and abundance. We have all been tested this past year and yet have come out stronger, more healthy, and more connected. Despite the things that have been taken from us last year, continue to believe in abundance, give, and live freely. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Nasir who loved being generous. He would share with his family. He would share with his friends. He would share with his neighbors. It made him feel good to give to others. He never thought about if others shared with him. It didn't matter. One day, Nasir forgot his lunch at home. He asked his friend if she would share her lunch with him, but she said no. Nasir felt confused because he always shared with others and he had often shared with her. He didn't understand why she would not share with him. Later that day, Nasir went home and talked with his father about what happened. His father said, "Son, people don't always do what you expect them to do. They may not like to share the way you do." Nasir thought about this, and he still felt confused. He asked his dad, "Does this mean I shouldn't share with her anymore? Should I stop sharing with people?" His dad said, "Son, what does her decision have to do with your decision? You never shared because others shared with you before. You shared because you wanted to." Nasir said, "You are right. It makes me feel good to give to others. I shouldn't stop being myself because someone did something different than I." His dad said, "When I was little, my mom told me about the golden rule, which was to treat others how you want to be treated. I encourage you to take it one step further." Nasir asked, "How do I do that?" His dad said, "Well, it's kind of hard, but you should try to treat people how you want to be treated despite how they treat you." Nasir asked, "Well, what do you call that rule?" His dad said, "I call it the platinum rule." The next day, Nasir went to school and sat next to his schoolmate who wouldn't share, as he always does. His mom packed him his favorite snacks that his friend loves too. He offered her one of his snacks, and she looked surprised after how she treated him the day before. Nasir still felt good about sharing. He talked to her about what happened, and she apologized for not sharing. She explained that sometimes lunch is the last meal she gets before she goes home. It never occurred to him why she didn't share before. He felt sad to hear her situation, and yet happy that he understood her a little more. Naasir decided in that moment that he will continue to do what feels good and not let what other people do change who he is. Naasir told his dad all about his day when he got home. He told his dad, "It's important that I do what's right. Doing what others do can take me away from being me." Naasir said, "I think I understand, Dad. No matter what others do or why, keep true to myself." The end. Thank you. I hope you all loved hearing this story as much as I loved writing it. I'm so excited that you got to hear it today.
Oh, that was awesome. That was amazing. I loved it. No, that was that was really a good book. I think a few key takeaways here. One, it's important to share, obviously, and I can tell you because like I'm the only child, so I was one of them people who really ain't like to share like that. I was like real little, but my parents taught me about the power of sharing and stuff, and it really is important. Like it is so important to share with people, and I hope that the students are listening to this because it's important to share with your classmates, you know. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and also another takeaway is like you may not know somebody else's situation. You know, they may
Mm-hmm.
look like they got it going on, or you know, they may look like they're fine and stuff like that. But you really never know what people are going
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
once they leave school and you know once they're at home and stuff. So the fact that he's still, or sorry, before I get into that, another takeaway is you can't let people change who you are by what they do.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, those are some pretty good key takeaways that I learned personally from the book, and I hope everybody else took some of those takeaways from it or had their own takeaways. So yeah, pretty powerful book. I loved it.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I see Juanita Douglas. She said, "Wonderful story, great message." That's awesome. And
Oh,
then
thank you.
also viewers, just to let you guys know, you guys will have a chance to ask some questions. So I guess teachers kind of come up with a strategy for your students to ask questions, and then teachers, you can type the questions in the comment section. When you type your questions in the comment section, you can say if that student name wants to be mentioned, if their name wants to be mentioned, you want to mention your classroom, your name, however you want to do it. But please feel free to comment questions, and I'll try to get to as many questions as I can before the broadcast is over. And just want to shout some of you guys out. I see a lot of you guys are in the comments. We have Deandra Shern from South Fulton, KYSU alumni.
Oh,
Michelle
Kentucky
McCormick.
State.
Yeah. Michelle McCormick from Indian Creek ES Pre-K. Sharita McNikian. I hope I said that right. She said good morning from Riverdale, Georgia. So look at everybody tuning in. We got people tuning in from all over the state. I love it. All over the country as well. So yeah, you guys feel free to comment questions and stuff, and I'll have a chance to get to them. So we actually have our first question from Sela T. She says, "Can you speak to us about your inspiration for the book?"
Oh, hi, Sela. Well, for this book and all the books, I'll just say in general, I wanted to write books that help children to learn to be happy and connected adults. As a counselor, I run into a lot of adults who are still working on some of these concepts. So I'm hoping they get to learn them early on. And I think when we believe in abundance and that there's enough for everybody, we tend to be more connected with one another. So that was definitely the inspiration for this particular book.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that that's fantastic. And I can say, and before I get into the next question, I have to ask you, you're an author. You're actually, this is not your only book. You're an author of multiple books. You're a serial author, is what I like
Yes.
to call it. Little saying I made up. So tell us, like, what's like the most difficult part about the writing process?
Well, for me, because I'm trying to talk about these really lofty concepts and to put them in words that kids can understand. So that for me has been the hardest thing. And then also just making sure that the illustrations match and the story flows and that it makes sense and that they actually get the point of the book.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, those illustrations was amazing. So yeah, those some pretty good.
I have to say hello to Abira Doss, the illustrator. She's amazing.
Okay, give them a shout out. Absolutely. Okay, so next question comes from Rebecca McKinley. She said, Miss McKinley's class wants to know if any of the characters are based on people you know. Oh, we were just talking about this.
Absolutely. Yes, my first book was named after my son, and all the other books are named after my nieces and nephews. So, and each story is connected to who they are.
Awesome. So Naasir must be a person in your family who's a pretty big sharer, pretty big giver, I'm assuming.
He is. He's generous with his time and his energy. He plays with the kids even when he doesn't want to. And I love that about him.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and then this next one comes from Amber Main. Our class wants to know, how long did it take you to complete the book? It's a really good question.
It's hard to say because I started these books when I was living in California, and then I'm just now really starting to put them out there. So it's been a while, but I would say a couple of months or so to work with the illustrator, to get the graphic design layout and everything with Remy Bryant, and the editor, Marsha Burson. So I want to make sure I shout all of them out. But yeah, about 6 months or so.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely shout the people out who helped you and stuff. That's amazing. But I can tell you, because I'm an author as well. So from author to author, it is not just putting some words down in a book. No, it is a process. You gotta
It is.
figure out what you want to write about. You gotta get the concept down. You have to figure out who your audience is. All this stuff, and then of course you gotta put together, publish it, and all that stuff. So it is a process, but it's all worth it, especially when people start going out to get your book.
Yeah, hopefully they get it today.
Yes, absolutely. So, and we'll actually, viewers, you'll actually have a chance to see how you can get the book at the end. Stephanie Flagg, she says, Jolly Elementary, Miss Flagg's class, Zayden, shout out to Zayden, the student. He said, why did the girl get mad when it was time to go home?
Well, I think the part that you might be talking about is when Naasir remembered that he left his lunch at home, and he asked her to share, and she said no. And so she was a little frustrated because she didn't want to share, and maybe she didn't know how to tell him why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question. Yeah, definitely. Good question and stuff. Okay, so let's see who else is in the comment section. Oh, we got one more. Okay, Cleo Canty. They said our class wants to know how to order the book. We love it. Heart.
Aw.
Yeah, so tell us how we can get it.
Yeah, well, you can go on my website and order it at Sedara Burson, LPC.com, or you can get it from Amazon or Target.
Okay. Oh, and I gotta ask you, okay, because listen, my book is in stores, but I need to get it in Target. So how that kind of leads me into my next point. How do you get your book? Like when you write a book, because I'm pretty sure some authors who are watching right now. How do you get your book in like the stores like Target and Amazon and stuff like that? How can you get your book in these big time stores?
So I published the book through Ingram Spark, and that particular platform will help to distribute your book in multiple ways. And so those are a few of the places that they distribute too. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, definitely kudos to you, because that's huge. Usually people just kind of like sell it from their website and that alone, but you got it in stores. I mean, Target. Come on now, like that, that's pretty big. So congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for joining us and reading to us today and reading to the students. It was absolutely amazing. We still got viewers in the comment section saying they love it. Powerful story. We love that Naasir stayed true to himself. Yeah. So listen, great conversation today. Also, great book. Definitely make sure you guys, the viewers, go out and get the books at Sedara Burson, and make sure you guys go visit her website and check out our book, and make sure you guys support her. And thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure. Yes. So thank you guys, the viewers, so much for tuning in. It has been an amazing pleasure being your moderator. Thank you to the King Center for choosing me to moderate this great Students with King Reading Corner. Thank you to Mr. Donald, as always, for bringing me in, and everybody else who helped in on this effort. It's a lot of work, but we put it together. And it was just great. So it's always great working with you guys.
An author for the job. And also, I do apologize for the technical problem we have, but I'm so excited that we did get to do the main purpose, read the books to the students, and they got to answer that question. And from the comments, I can tell that they enjoy it. So thanks to all attending teachers, a special thanks for making this opportunity available for your students. We are in this beloved movement, and it's a reminder that all of us have the power to act kindly and create a world that is fair for everyone. Our CEO, Dr. Bernice King, who is the youngest daughter of Dr. King, has asked you to join this movement. So go to the King Center website, www.thekingcenter.org, and sign the pledge. And teachers, please remember to take the survey. I need your feedback, and I look forward to seeing you all again at the King Center soon. Once again, thank you all for coming. That's it. Have a nice day.
So my brothers and my sisters, as we embrace this urgency of creating the beloved community, now is the time to be love. Love means understanding, redemptive goodwill toward all which seeks nothing in return. So be love by implementing the demands of justice to eliminate the school to prison pipeline that has so many black children entrapped. Be love by correcting voting policies that seek to suppress the votes of millions of black and brown people. Be love and implement the demands of justice by transforming a society that is disproportionately violent toward black lives, including black transgendered lives and indigenous lives. Be love and correct false narratives and economic policies that continue to divide and pit poor and working class black and white people against each other. Be love and implement demands of justice where systems and structures are deconstructed and lead the way of living in community that reimagines just, humane, equitable, and sustainable policies, practices, and behaviors. Love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them who hate you, and pray for them that despitefully use you and abuse you. Be love and do justice and love mercy